Hey everybody, what's up? This is Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now, this video is gonna be about sympathize, it's gonna be sympathize, don't simp. You know, I realized something I realized yesterday, and I realized it that a lot of men in the manosphere have been giving a very mentally harmful advice. That includes myself. I went on black pill on steroids. We had a deep conversation. Check out that channel if you don't subscribe to it. And the reason I bring this up is that I realize that, man, we've been trying to tell you to be less human, to be less of a man. What made me realize this is that I thought about it. I thought about, all the channels I've participated in. I've been on Anthony Spade, I've been on Coach Greg Adams, I've been on Black Pill on steroids, I've been on Red Sings the Blues. And, you know, a lot of these channels, including myself, one of the biggest issues we have is that we tell men, we don't tell men the difference between sympathizing and simping. We don't tell them the difference of sympathizing and simping. And what that does is it creates, we're attacking your existence, because you as a man, you're gonna sympathize. You know what I'm saying? I think the reason that a dog became man's best friend is that a dog's, their ancestors walked up to man while they were hunting or living, whatever it is, and man sympathized with the dog's hunger, fed it, and next thing you know, the dog kept coming back. They didn't see it as a harmful thing. You see, that's a healthy thing. Now, simping is different. Simping is you actually seeking to get involved in something that endangers you in society. And I think a lot of the channels, including myself, and I apologize to anybody that was watching the channel, and I didn't bring this up because when we don't talk about the difference between sympathizing and simping, basically, when we don't talk about the difference between sympathizing and simping, we're attacking your mind, as in we're not allowing you to be whole. You know what I'm saying? A man isn't just some machine that's walking out there without any emotion, without any feelings, without any aspect to them that requires them to feel something. And I think that's one of the biggest issues in the manosphere is that so many men have been hurt when it comes to simping that they no longer can differentiate the difference between simping and sympathizing, being sympathetic and simping. You know what I'm saying? Because I personally think there's a difference, and there's so many men that have been hurt, simping and investing most of their energy in self-sacrifice because I firmly believe that simping is all about self-sacrifice, placing yourself not even secondary, not even, placing yourself as the least of your worries. So it's about self-sacrifice and investing yourself in someone else's will, allowing that person to march and walk all over you. But so many men in the Crimson Capsule community have been hurt that they no longer can differentiate the difference between simping and sympathizing. For example, I personally think that sympathizing is when you when you feel sympathetic about something outside of society. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is something that will happen whether society exists or not. For example, you could be walking across the street and you see a dog that was hit by a car, and you see that dog walking and that dog in pain, so you reach out and you go save that dog. Or you see a cat injured and you try to help it out. Or you see some animal injured and you try to help them out. You see, all these things you're doing, you're not getting involved with something that's in society. I think that's something we need to look into the community, is that, for especially for the mental health of men, because there's a lot of men, I don't want to call it the S word, the S-side, but there's a lot of men that have been tying ropes around their throats, and, removing themselves from this world, and I think a lot of that is the lack of being able to balance themselves from simping and sympathizing, and a lot of the messages we put out there through these channels is all you keep hearing is don't simp, don't simp, don't simp. And a lot of these men, they're telling you don't simp, and I'll do another video, but to me, with simping, you will simp. You have to learn to suppress it. You know what I mean? It's something you're gonna have to live with. If you were never taught to simp, which is, in my honest opinion, simping is when you cater towards society. Like society will tell a man, open the door for a woman you don't know. For the elderly, it makes sense, but you're opening a door for her when she's an adult also. So why would you have to do that? You know what I'm saying? Then society's telling you to, I call it, you got to look at her bra, look at the law, not her bra. Society is pressuring men to get married and place themselves in the hands of the government. Because to me, a new saying, you might see me all over some channels putting this on, where I say, what I'm saying, a man seeking marriage is seeking to serve the government without pay, and seeking easier access into prison. But the thing is this: a lot of men in this community, from the top, be it what I'm saying, the ones with 100,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, and so on, a lot of them have been hurt so much that, in all honesty, they're afraid, man. They're afraid that any moment of simping, they could revert back and destroy themselves. That's why you see a lot of aggression on the word simping, and a lot more energy when men tell you don't simp, because they're telling you what they fear. They fear that simping will lead them back into the plantation or self-destruction. When they don't understand there's different levels of simping, whatever. And the thing is this: you have to be able to sympathize. Sympathize and simping, I know they're very close in wording, but that there's key little differences. Simping is when you see you get a call from your ex that cheated on you, and you re-enter that situation and you allow that person to enter your life again. You know what I'm saying? And then there's scenarios where you, as a man, and they've sold us. This is why I say a lot of men are simping, is that I'm starting to think to further evolve the word, is that I think simping is when a man buys into the imagery and the shame and the aspirations that society places on men. You got to own a house, you got to be able to provide for family, this and that. you know based on society's requirements. And I think simping as a whole is a man seeking to live up to these expectations that society has placed on a man when all these expectations are built on you ignoring the laws. You know what I'm saying? You buy a home, and I know it sounds like I'm, moving away from the subject, but you buy a home, you put 10 years on that mortgage. Now, here's the thing. You paid, let's say the home's going to be $2 million. So you're on a mortgage. So in 10 years, you're expecting the taxes on the town, state to remain the same, ignoring the laws. Then you're investing in a home where you got to get approval from the home owners association on how you want to design your home. So you're paying to buy something you can never own. Then why are you paying for this? You're paying for this so you can appeal to society's norms when in reality a man should always be mobile. We no longer, because of the fact that the government is has not made, politically has not made sexuality equal and remove the discrimination practices when it comes to voting and so on, as in where the government can favor one sex and get that vote. But, that's another video. But the thing is this, man, a lot of these men in the community that tell you over and over, don't simp, don't simp, it's because they're literally at the point where if they simp, they will return to self-destruction because they've invested so much of their life in simping, be it marriage, be it moving in with a girl and so on, ignoring the laws, that they no longer know how to, which levels of simping is allowed, and they no longer know that there's a difference between simping and sympathizing. Simping is when you get involved in society. You see some chick you liked getting in a fight with her boyfriend, you go in there and you assert yourself when she volunteered to get into that situation, and that is not your problem. That is an adult. That's her body, her choice, and you have to let her handle that. While sympathizing is, you see the trees, let's say you see the trees outside, there's not enough trees in the neighborhood. You want the neighborhood to look better, and you're sympathizing on the fact that the neighborhood's in harm and needs to be cured or helped out. You know, simping is when you get involved with, aspects that society has created. You know what I'm saying? The government has literally made it illegal to be a father. And what they've done is created these startup programs, these fatherly figure substitutes, big brother programs, and so on, when in reality, those are all designed as substitutes. You complying is actually telling the government they're doing the right thing. That's you simping. You simping is you getting involved with society with a naive mind, a level optimism that causes you to ignore the issues that society creates. You know what I'm saying? I plan to do a video called ghosting the government. So a lot of guys want to ghost relationships and all that, but no, you got to go further. You have to live in your town without existing there. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these guys, man, they can't. They keep telling you, don't simp, don't sympathize. They're telling you as a man, do not feel anything. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, we men, in all honesty, are the most loyal to our feelings. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. Men that thought Alexander the Great was their true leader, man, their true idol. Men that thought Shaka Zulu and in Africa and the Zulu nation was their leader. How strongly they felt about that, to the point they would follow it to the ends of the earth. They would die for that man. They would die for Genghis Khan. You know what I'm saying? Men are what I call, yes, women tend to feel, you know what I'm saying? Their feelings are locked on their emotions, not their physicality. A man, on the other hand, will tend to, in my honest opinion, will follow their feelings with their physicality and try to bring these feelings into fruition, into reality. So when they try to tell us that, we don't feel nothing, yes, we're different on how we feel. Our feelings can dictate where we'll take our physicality. A woman will not be able to, reshape the world based on her feelings, as in she won't physically be able to shape those, have those feelings reflect in the world, while a man will follow his feelings to the end of the world with his physicality. We men tend to, and that's why you see it's so many men, when their women leave them, they're crying, they're broken down, they're broken up. It's because, man, they follow their feelings with their physicality. Our physical. We're the stronger physical, physically more dominant, which means we can enact our feelings upon the world. If a man hates the world, there's no telling what he will physically do to that world. And that's what happens when men are so dedicated to a relationship, that they allow that, their feelings to guide their physical intent, their body. So that man's gonna work harder, that man's gonna get more resources, protect more. You see, that man's gonna invest his entire physical being towards his feelings. So a lot of the times when we're on these channels, they keep telling you, don't feel, don't feel. You know what I'm saying? But I've come to the realization that, we have to accept that we can feel. And for us to ignore that is what makes a lot of these men want to put a rope around their throat, is that you're telling them not to feel. Rather than you teaching them how to, direct their feelings and which feelings they should support with their physicality, as in where they're going to put their physical force towards it, we're telling men don't feel at all. And when you tell a man don't feel at all, remember, we follow our feelings. So when you tell a man don't feel at all, what's the way that you won't feel nothing? You know what I'm saying? You won't ever feel anything again. That's by putting that rope around your throat. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happened. And a lot of the men in the manosphere, because they haven't been able to deal with that separation of sympathizing and simping. They can't, they're so invested into, simping and what it took out of them, that they no longer can tell the difference. So a lot of these men can't tell the difference between, that emotion of sympathizing and simping. I say, man, I plan to do a part 2 on this, but I think you as a man have to understand it's in our nature to sympathize. But what you shouldn't do is simp. Simping is when you cater towards society when it's not in your best interest. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys will put it's women, this, women, that. It's got nothing to do with women. Women are nothing but pawns in the bigger game. And that bigger game is that the government is our fellow man. We men have been at war with each other for hundreds of thousands of years. We've been at war. So how can you give them credit when they've led less than a whole percent of the wars that have ever happened? They're pawns in the game of the government. And what you got to look at is you don't marry pawns. You don't marry pawns. Anything that's a pawn to something greater and bigger than you don't touch it. But to me, man, for your own health, you have to learn. And in all honesty, I think you as a man, it's going to be healthier for you to sympathize, as in invest that energy you would put towards simping and feeling for a woman or chasing after what society deems you should chase when it's really leading you towards a trap. You should place that energy into sympathizing, as in, maybe you should go, help stray animals. You know what I'm saying? You should go clean the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Getting some take and you're looking at it not to clean the neighborhood because of the people there. You're looking at I just want the earth and my environment to be cleaner. You're sympathizing with the state of your environment. That's okay. You wanting to, what I'm saying, you wanting to rescue rescue and clean certain locations. You wanting to even you could sympathize with yourself. You're out of shape and you're sympathizing with yourself, and you feel that you should get into better shape, that you deserve better. You should place that energy into that. It's okay for you to sympathize. It's not okay for for you to simp, because there's a delicate line between those two words. You sympathizing with with what lies outside of society. Because check this out. You say, one way or another, an animal's gonna live, it's gonna die. You wanting to help these animals, start a shelter, feed them, whatever. You're putting that energy into something that will not turn on you. You know what I'm saying? Simping is all about you putting your energy into something that is weaponized against you, something or someone, that's in a society where your positive energy can be redirected towards you as a negative. While sympathizing is you know what I'm saying, taking care of something that lies outside of society. These animals, yes, you'll see all these cats in the neighborhood and all that. Some people are breeding them, some people are breeding the dogs here and there, but these animals will not come to sue you in the court. They will not revert to your destruction. You planting more trees in the neighborhood because you want fresher air. You know what I'm saying? The environment isn't gonna get up to sue you and take you to the court for child support. What I'm saying, lies on your character. You have to learn to redirect that simping energy towards sympathizing. What I'm saying? Animals. What I'm saying? Your environment. Maybe you want to plant more greens, more what I'm saying, more gardens, fruits. You want to do something that will make your environment better. What I'm saying? Won't put you at a lawsuit, because with the way the laws are, I mean, you saw what happened to the Boy Scouts. There was the Boy Scouts, and the girls wanted to be in the Boy Scouts, so they forced them in the Boy Scouts rather than create an alternative that's a middle ground called the Boys and Girl Scouts. You literally just want to force the girls into the Girl Scouts. You see, that was part of society, man. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't have happened outside of society. You have to place that simping energy. You got to redirect it towards, because if you're really a simp, as in you put your heart and soul into it. You're looking for something to quote unquote love you, and you want to build for it. You want to, what I'm saying, you want to create things for it. You want to support it so badly, man. Put that energy, because a lot of guys want to tell you about your purpose, go exercise, go this and that. These are all good for the physicality. You getting in shape, working towards getting a better job and all that. These are good for the physical, but they're ignoring your mental and your feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of guys go right back into simping, because they're ignoring, they were having a build up because they used to simp for this chick or chase what society deemed successful as in simping. They have all this emotional energy that's building up, you know what I'm saying? And they can only hold it so far. So what you have to do is, man, redirect that simping energy. Simping energy is more about your feelings. Redirect those feelings and put it into your environment, as in nature. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to plant gardens, you know what I'm saying, for vegetables. And maybe you want to help animals that have been hurt. You want to neuter these animals. You want to help lower an exploding population. You put that simping energy, your feelings, that love, all that energy. Because the truth is this, man, a lot of channels won't tell you this. They just tell you stop simping. Here's how to stop. You can't stop doing something that's ingrained in you. You know what I'm saying? Especially feelings and emotion. You can't put band-aids on feelings and emotion. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a physical wound. You can't just stop the bleeding. You know what I'm saying? These emotions and feelings are going to stay with you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to redirect and put these feelings into something else. You know what I'm saying? And I would say your best bet is redirecting those feelings into nature. You want to grow the best garden. You want to breed the best dogs, the healthiest dogs. You want to find cures. You want to help the environment. You put all that simping energy, because simping is mostly a man's emotion, placing all his physicality towards his emotion. So even if you focus on just your physical, like I said, training, your purpose and all that, you're gonna revert to simping, because you have not replaced that simping emotion with something else. So invest in your environment, man. You know what I'm saying? Or even an environment overseas. Go start a farm. That's why a lot of guys are going off grid, where they're living off the land, because, dude, you put all that love and all that energy into the land, it will not turn against you. Even if you'll get an earthquake, that happens. That's inevitable. That's gonna happen whether you invest in the land or not. So what you gotta do, guys, for your own health and your own sanity, you have to place that simping energy into sympathizing. As in, you sympathize, you feel bad for the environment, you feel bad for these animals, man. You know what I'm saying? You're sympathetic to their situation. So you invest into that sympathizing and sympathetic nature, your emotions. Because the only cure, not, and there ain't no cure, the only way to suppress simping is to replace that emotional need with something else you could place your emotions into. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, please try that out. You might even want to replay this video to hear the message again. But, I got a lot of big things coming up, man. We about to do a lot of different things, man. I'm gonna start, I started my own philosophy, which is a combination of religion and philosophy. I've started my own with that. Y'all saw the videos I've been putting up with Red Ready Reddish and what I'm saying, Cocky Conry. These are alter egos I'll go into that are a lot more blunt, with a little with characteristics in it. And then I'll still serve you what I usually serve with the hold the truth hostage approach. I'm trying to get you in three ways. Maybe this message won't stick because you see a real person behind it. Maybe the other message from the, Above the Truth series with two fictional characters might stick with you. Then I'm gonna have my philosophy, which is a combination of religion and philosophy. We're gonna build. My goal is to, grow, help you out, help my fellow man while at the same time helping myself grow, becoming a better man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, you gotta start saying, man, I'm a better man. Screw being a better person, better human and all that crap. You're a better man first. You're a man first. You know what I'm saying? Mankind. You know what I mean? So this has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Peace.